Here's a quick recap of today's price action. So coming into the day, I was pretty neutral, but I was leaning bullish. As you can see, we are disrespecting high time frame bearish PDAs and creating and respecting high time frame bullish PDAs. From here, my current DOL is going to be the unmitigated daily bearish value gap on ES, as well as this intermediate term high on NQ. As you can see, we are really lacking high time frame PDAs to use as our condition, so I'm really just using what I can, being this 30-minute bullish value gap, as well as this 15-minute bullish value gap. Now, with that being said, right at market open, we immediately manipulate lower into this 15-minute bullish value gap, sweeping internal sell side liquidity. We now have a 5-minute unmitigated bearish value gap above as well. From here, we ended up getting a 30-second inversion. We are lacking true manipulation because ES does not have any key level to sponsor prices higher, which is something I didn't like about the trade. From here, we ended up getting a 30-second inversion. I was very open to taking this 30-second, even though ES didn't have a key level. But as you can see, we ended up hitting the 5-minute bearish. Therefore, I now have to wait for the 5-minute to get disrespected. You can definitely argue that this 5-minute should be anticipated to get disrespected because all it's doing is defending low resistance and attacking high resistance. But with everything else and also my previous concerns, this was kind of the last straw, which told me to fade this setup. As you can see, it does end up playing out, and overall, I did really like the setup. From here, I'm now going to talk about fade of the day. As you can see, we end up sweeping data high, but we still have an intermediate term high above, as well as the unmitigated daily bearish value gap on ES or low resistance. From here, although we get this little soup, you are now presented with a 3-minute inversion. This setup in live time, I literally posted, I said I want to see this fail. I do not like this whatsoever. You have no high time frame bearish PDA to sponsor prices lower. Additionally, right, there's nothing to validate this being manipulation. I think that all you're doing here is you're taking a short position with no low time frame LR leading up to a high resistance DOL, which is just something that is not good, and also your stop loss is low resistance here. With that being said, when this setup starts to end up failing, you can see that we retrace into discount. From here, we are now using a disrespected sponsor. Essentially, that 3-minute getting disrespected and then failing is really what I was potentially going to use for prices higher. You can see that we end up then getting a 1-minute, a 2-minute inversion. I overall like this setup. I just didn't like where my stop loss would be. Figured it wasn't very protected, even though it was delivering off of a rejection block as well. But I like the DOL being that unmitigated bearish on ES. As you can see, this probably just would have been a break-even trade. But overall, I like the idea here. And then shortly after, you're presented with a 1-minute inversion short. What's good about this trade is everything. You have that low time frame LR leading up to a DOL. You also have a very clear AMD structure. But what's not good about this trade is how you are lacking a high time frame key level. If we take a look at ES, you can see that ES absolutely ends up edging this unmitigated daily. Had ES tapped this key level, this is where I then would have been looking for a short position. But had we not done that, I was not willing to take the short. As you can see, it does end up playing out. But still, once again, not a setup I like. I think it's really just using the same ideology as this 3-minute short, which fails. And you really don't have much of an additional benefit within this 1 minute. And then from here on out, we really just end up dumping about 500 points. If you took any trade within here, I think it's really just falling knife structure, and there's really just a lack of internal structure. Therefore, I did not like anything there. And once we did this, I just ended up hopping off. So nothing for me today. I hope you guys learned something from the video, and drop a comment below and let me know how your trading day was.